Good afternoon, 9th September 21. Singapore has a Candina fleet PTA Limited 6 video, and the company now has a new intent that we look forward that the maritime interns of Singapore get more experience with international companies. We believe that Singapore will be the headquarter of shipping employers as well as Panama. Why? Because we don't need 50 countries, we just need two to diversify. It's nice. So then Singapore has this beautiful British law system, and therefore it is compulsory that we make sure our companies in the future survive. The best way to do that is to have the UK British law in our side, not the French law. The French Napoleonic law, like they have in France, in Spain, or so, many Latin countries too, is completely inefficient for the survival of companies. When we have to restructure companies, we can apply Chapter 11, Chapter 15 very fast in 15 days and really make a restructuring go ahead towards the company. In these French and Spanish law-based companies, they will never ever change. This Napoleonic and French law is completely useless. So that's why this Singaporean headquarter of Candina as employers will stay put. From Candina Fleet PTA Limited, the new intent we have, thank you very much indeed from my heart. We look forward to generating intrinsic compound value in the long term in the 5 different areas that we are going to focus. One is marketing, second is Candina News YouTube expansion, third is the podcast, fourth is the database, and the fifth one is very important that Singaporean companies, suppliers, or any other maritime companies understand that Candina has a huge competitive advantage towards being the first crew management company specialized exclusively in the competitive advantages of crew management, our core activity. Therefore, we are trying to differentiate from competitors from Singapore. How can we do that? Very simple. This channel can really pose a huge competitive advantage if you try to promote your country to make talent go there. We can really make videos tailored to push this talent towards your country, promoting the flag of ships. This is suppliers of Candina core competence. Flags will have to compete between themselves, and probably, as well as employers, will end up being 2, 3 most. Therefore, in the flags is the same thing. How can flags promote themselves? Perhaps by using this channel and having publicity, advertisement as a strategic goal with Candina. We can unite with other suppliers. We have, for example, here the issue of banks. Banks have to adapt to digital currencies and they have to improve 75% to reduce the transfer cost. But we must use banks because, as I mentioned in yesterday's video, we can track transfers, and should we make any mistake in the transfers because we put just this number instead of another in the transfer, we can get the money back and make the transfer properly. This is very important for the responsibility and the corporate image and also the business of either this seafarer and the employer plus also the ship owner. We are accountable for the finances of the ship owners. Therefore, the trackability, accountability of ship owners' finances is the utmost important, and therefore it is the highest risk. So we are not going to use digital currencies unless we can compete like we are now in the banks. But if banks lower their fees, then perhaps they want to use this channel to express that one bank and try to eliminate other banks by making ship owners happier and making better this maritime industry, which we always look forward to use this channel for. There is many other suppliers, for example, let's say maritime training. or simply training. Training in the maritime has a huge advantage because previously it was used for seafarers, but a lot of health prevention systems could be used also for shore personnel. And there's a huge expansion going on in that side, which I foresee that perhaps this channel can help and transfer this tide of knowledge towards other shore sectors that they acknowledge that the seafaring community and the maritime community has huge potential in the training of shore uh, personnel. And the other, let's say, crew management softwares, for example, that we use also want to have strategic partners and they need to have marketing. So united we stand, as a lot of countries say, and in business is the same stuff. If we all promote the maritime business together, Candina Fleet PTA Limited, this is video number 6, I think is the strategic area to do things from Singapore, because Singapore and Spain have two appendix maritime strategic sectors that are going to stay here for the long term, because no one is going to be able to kick them out of where we stand in the center of maritime strategic sectors. Therefore, we are very interested in your cooperation and so to expand also our podcast in Singapore. Take care, but we will give you more news about this, how we are improving in this intrinsic value. Bye.